Roll for Crit presents How to Play Food Truck Champion in 5 minutes or less or more. Food Truck Champion is the game that puts you in the shoes of someone in the wheels of a truck designed to create and serve food to customers in a mobile fashion. Designed by Nicole Jekic and Luke Turpinen and published by Daily Magic Games. The goal of Food Truck Champion is to get more points than your rival food truck owners by completing award-winning recipes. You'll start the game with a unique food truck board featuring a delicious cuisine, plus your owner card, a hand of 6 regular game cards, and 1 starter recipe. Your player board is divided into 4 sections: the fridge, which houses your ingredients, the plating area, where you keep the recipes you're attempting to complete, the hired staff section, which houses your hired help, and the awards section, where some of your completed recipes will go to give you points. The cards also feature 3 distinct sections that will come into play at different times. On the left, an ingredient type. On the right, the name of a staff member/action, and a recipe for a certain food type in the center. Each of these sections is independent from the other 2, and only one of them will come into play at a time when using a card. At the center of the play area will be a set of cards known as the Marketplace, which players will be taking from and adding to as the game goes on. On a player's turn, you can do one of the following 3 things. 1. You can draw 2 cards from the main deck into your hand. You have a hand limit of 6 and must discard immediately if you would ever go over 6. 2. You can pick your owner card up and put it in your hand. This card also counts towards your hand limit. 3. You can play a card from your hand to use as a staff action. Your owner card acts as a wild card that can be used as any staff action you want. Staff actions are where most of the game happens. There are 5 types available, and here's what each one allows you to do. Driver. Take 1 card from the marketplace as an ingredient and place it in your fridge. You're going to need ingredients in your fridge to use as recipe components. Cashier. Take 1 card from the marketplace as an order ticket and place it in your plating area. These are the order tickets that can be completed for points, your main goal. At the top of each one will be a list of 1 to 3 ingredients required to complete it. Prep cook. Move an ingredient from your fridge onto an order ticket in your plating area. This is probably the main way you'll be getting ingredients in to complete these recipes. Executive chef. Play a card from your hand as an ingredient onto an order ticket in your plating area. Works the same way as prep cook, but from your hand instead of your fridge. And manager. Take 1 card from the marketplace as a staff member and put it into your hired staff section. These cards can be utilized for their actions later on. If a player draws cards or takes their owner card into their hand, their turn is over immediately. If a player declares an action by placing the appropriate card face up onto their player board, then each other player in turn order gets to decide if they are going to follow that action. In order to follow, they must have a card in their hand or hired staff section with a staff action of the same type. If it comes from their hand, they must place that card face up on their board. If they are unable to or do not wish to follow the action, they can take one of the other aforementioned turn choices, either drawing 2 cards from the deck or taking their owner card into their hand. In this way, every player is always going to be doing something on a turn where an action is declared. Once everyone has declared whether or not they're going to follow, then the actions are actually carried out in turn order, starting with the active player. If you have a card in your hired staff section matching the current lead action, you can carry out that action in addition to your bonus draw action. And if you have more than one of the same type in your hired staff section, or if you're the lead player and play an action matching one of your hired staff cards, you can actually perform that action multiple times in the same turn. Nice! After everyone's done their thing, players add the cards they used to carry out those actions to the center marketplace, rather than discarding them. Starting with the active player and going in turn order, cards must be added first to any empty piles, then to any existing pile that the player chooses. If there are still empty spots after everyone's put their cards back, these get refilled from the main deck. If taking a card from the marketplace, you must take a card from the top of a pile before taking a card from underneath it. The game then continues on this way, with each player choosing to draw or play actions, then whether or not the rest of them will follow along. Ultimately, you'll want to get ingredients from the marketplace, to your fridge, to your order tickets. As soon as an order ticket has all the required ingredients underneath it, it is completed. Move it under your board face down to your completed orders section. Then take a popularity token for the appropriate number of points, equal to the number of ingredients you used, or the next highest available token if that pile's run out. That token goes face down on one of the blank spaces on your game board, thereby increasing the capacity of that section. At the start of the game, you can only store 2 cards at a time in each area, but you can increase that number up to 4 for each one with tokens. If after taking a popularity token, a critique token is visible in the stack, then at the end of that turn, remove the critique token, and each player will choose one of their completed orders to be put up for critique. This order will then be moved face up into your awards section. Here you'll find a unique group of 4 ingredient symbols. At the end of the game, you'll receive 5 bonus points for each set of these symbols present in the order ticket section of your awards cards. Partial sets aren't worth anything. You'll also get 1 bonus point for each order ticket you completed with your personal food truck logo on the card. Remember, only awards cards count towards your ingredient sets, while food truck logo points are valid from your awards or your completed orders areas. The game ends when 2 of the token stacks are empty and players have had an equal number of turns. Count up the aforementioned points plus your popularity tokens, and whoever has the most is the winner. In conclusion, lead, follow, get ingredients, get order tickets, get paid, and get fed. That's Food Truck Champion in a nutshell. Did you get all that? Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments below.
Oh yeah!